How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Tier List Week. It is the tech tier list now, and I hope you enjoyed the last one. You are getting 2 videos today because I missed Monday because I couldn't record on Monday. So let's just jump into it. As always, this is my personal opinionated tier list, and so you might not agree with all these champions that I put in each tier, but that's why I want to keep this list fluid. Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. And yeah, like I said in the first one, we're in the big leagues. We're at 1,500 subscribers. I got to put out tier lists. It's just what you do in this game. So let's get started with the useless tier. These are champions, once again, who really have almost no use in the game. Just champions you won't see anyone using. So first up, Iron Patriot. I don't really think I even need to talk about this dude. Psycho Man, same thing. Doesn't really do much. He has some cool abilities that just aren't potent enough to even do anything. So it's kind of like, why does he have it? Then we got Red Skull, but he does have a buff coming, so we'll keep an eye on him. Right now, he does have a tricky kind of defensive mechanic where, based on the armor ups, you get power burn by hitting into his block. When he first came out, way back in 2016, was it? Or 2017? He actually was kind of tricky defender, but then Corvus came out, and then you just parry him, and then all of that turns into armor breaks, and we don't need to talk about it. Vulture, this one might be a little controversial. I know people who love this champion, and it might not be right to put him here, but I just don't think realistically you will see him anywhere, at least so far, in like Battlegrounds or Alliance War or anything like that. I mean, that one's kind of iffy. We'll talk about that one. You can leave a comment down below on that one. And then Yondu, really all he does is be an annoying defender. Otherwise, he is useless. Up to the usable tier, we got Civil Warrior. Just came out as a 7-star with the new commissary event. Has some interesting stuff. Lots of armor ups. And he does okay damage, I guess, but not much to say about this champion. Doc Ock, I really like this champion, but his stuff is really niche now in today's game. He can power lock permanently, but again, it's very niche. You have to get the setup right, and it does take a little bit more time than other champions to kind of power lock them permanently and then whatever. But not a useless champion. Green Goblin, this might be you might be surprised he's not in the useless tier, but he actually on defense has won multiple matches for me. I don't know if it's just because I don't know if they just come unprepared because I have him in my deck at rank 5. By the way, he's a rank 5 Green Goblin. I don't know if they just come unprepared. I don't know if he just heals so much that they can't out damage it. I don't know what it is, but he's probably won. I'd say he wins about 70% of the matches. I put him up when I need to, and it works. It works, man. Howard the Duck. Not a bad champion at all. He has that cool mash ability where you like mash and then you gain furies or armor breaks or whatever. But he doesn't really do too much damage. I mean, you can do some pretty crazy combinations and incursions and stuff, but besides that, pretty good. Kang. I should have put the synergy marker here, actually, because he's useless otherwise. But if you put Kang with the Apocalypse synergy and well, really, he just needs the Apocalypse synergy. Let me find the teamwork one. Hands. There we go. Once you do that, though, he gets Furies, and he's really good in incursions with that, and he has the best power steal attack in the game. He literally takes their entire bar of power away. So you can hit them into a special 3, throw the special 2, and they get power drain unless they're immune to it. So pretty good. Nebula. She has one thing and one thing only, and that is shocks. You hold block until you get max shock charges, and then parry, and then throw a special 2. And then you're melting opponents. Pretty, very usable champion. That's about it. That's about all she does. Punisher 299 is more of a defender in my opinion. He can really chip away at your block damage with his special attacks because I can't dodge them. I don't know if you can. I can't. And And yeah, he just shoots into your block and makes you cry. Sentinel. I put him in the usable tier. I don't think he's amazing or anything anymore. He used to be all right. I never really liked him. He's a little clunky, but he does against mutants do a good job. So again, not useless or anything. I don't think he's amazing anymore, but that could be controversial. So let me know down below. Shocker might be a surprise as well. I think he's getting a buff as well, or a tune-up along with Sandman. But he just, I don't know. He just does one thing, and that's about it. He just hits hard with the heavy once you have him set up. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. Silver Centurion. Don't see a whole lot of people using him. For good reason. He kind of just, again, he doesn't really do too much different or better than other tech champions. And yeah, I think he deserves that spot. Moving on, Star-Lord. He does have to be awakened to be essentially usable. And that's about it. Again, once you ramp him up, he's good for that long content. But, you know, there's a 6-star version of him out. And that hits pretty hard once he's ramped up. But again, nothing special. He does have a synergy with Mantis now where he can choose his own utility, which makes him pretty good. So, you know. Ultron, Labyrinth of Legends Ultron. Annoying defender in my opinion. I just hate how he just evades all the time. And he does okay on offense, I guess. I don't know. This one could probably be useless. He's more of a trophy champion than anything. And then Vision Age of Ultron has a nice power drain, but needs to be awakened and sigged up. And I think he does have a 7-star version of himself out now as well. Moving on to some more exciting stuff, the more interesting stuff. We're at the amazing tier. So first I have a Captain America, Sam Wilson. He can do some interesting stuff on offense, but he's mainly a pain for me, at least on defense. He locks on and he just launches that special 1 or 2 and just penetrates that block. That chip damage goes and you just start crying. Guillotine 2099. I'm trying to love this champion so much. And in some of the content recently I've tried her out. I just, you know, she's kind of tricky. She requires skill. She requires you to play really well, and then requires you to time your special 3 to end the opponent. It's a little annoying to me. I just don't prefer it, but I've seen some results from some really good players, and I can't just say she's lower than amazing. So I'm going to leave her here. Got Infamous Iron Man, solid defender still, more annoying. Spams that special 1 like crazy. Unblockable special attacks, and then some pretty nice combinations with some synergies. And there is a 7-star version of this champion out, I believe. So that he has that going for him. Then we have Iron Man, Infinity War. I confused these two. Iron Man Infinity War is who I was talking about. Infamous Iron Man, sorry, is a little overrated. He is Iron Doom. That's who I'm referencing. You probably know him more from that. So Iron Doom, definitely an overhyped champ, one of the most overhyped champions probably released in the game. This is probably a pretty recent consensus by the community, but he still does some pretty good stuff. He's not a very good defender. He's not as potent of a defender as the original Doctor Doom, but he can still be a little annoying with that, with those shocks coming off of his aura. He does do some good stuff on offense. He can melt some mutants if you know how to do his rotation correctly. And yeah, I think he deserves to be in the amazing tiers. Still see him at rank 5 and rank 4 in a lot of places. Lady Death Strike, this is one I'm just putting here because I don't have a lot of experience with her. From what I've heard, this is probably where she belongs, but she does need to be awakened and sigged up from my understanding. Yeah, I'm just kind of going off of other people on that. She could be moved up or down. I just haven't really seen, personally, I haven't gone and looked at any videos for her, so I'm leaving her there. Rocket Raccoon has made the amazing tier because he's not just usable. He does do some really nice burst damage. He was buffed. I think, was it last year, or has it been over a year already? And yeah, he has the 7-star version, so that helps a lot. So if you grab him from a 7-star crystal, it's not going to be the most like broken champion, but he can do quite a bit of nutty damage. We got Ultron OG, absolute beast of a champion. Nice immunities, of course, and once you build up those, what are those tasks called? I don't remember what they're called. Once you do those and ramp up that damage, get that categorize going, or whatever it's called. Yeah, you can do some pretty nice damage. Then we got OG Vision. This guy is only available in deals. I think he's like in the 4-star crystal now, but I don't think he's anywhere else except for like unit deals and in-game deals, like money deals. But if you do get him and get him awakened, he has probably one of the best power drain / burn effects in the game, and he can kind of be a little annoying on defense, because if you lose track of that synthesize ability he has, all of a sudden you're looking at a special 3 right to the face, burning all your power and probably KOing you in the process. So pretty good champion. Maybe one day I'll get him as a 7-star or something. I don't know. Then we have War Machine, who made it to the amazing tier. Mostly because his dual threat, triple threat, dual threat. He's pretty solid on offense, and the most important thing is he has those pre-fights he can put on any champion. I think it's any champion, or at the very least any tech champion. But yeah, he's kind of like the tech version of Odin. So I think Odin's obviously better, but yeah, he has some very nice stuff there. All right, now we're getting juicy. It's the God tier. The God tier champions. Right off the bat, we got Ant-Man Future. I put the Awaken ability here because he doesn't need it for his damage, but if you want that utility with the shrugging off the bleeds, and I think it's incinerates 90% faster or something like that, and then healing that back, it's a nice piece of his utility. He's going to need to be awakened in a high sig, but besides that, if you just have him, he can do that damage really, really well. And yeah, this guy's just great. He just bursts damage down. I wish he had a heal block, but that might be nitpicking. He's still an amazing champion. Guardian needs to be awakened in a high sig, but if you do, this champion is a beast. I have problems fighting him on Battlegrounds defense, and he's not bad on offense either. I do think he has a 7-star version out, but that I don't know how you're going to get the 7-star, awaken him, and sig him up right now. So that doesn't matter too much, but really enjoy the champion. Hulkbuster, this might surprise people, but Hulkbuster is a beast, always has been. He's probably one of the best event quest champions and just in general questing champions you can have. That unblockable with the power drain into the opponent's block is crazy. And he doesn't need to be awakened. The awaken ability is only for that regeneration, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong there. And he has a 7-star version out now in the Incursions Crystal. Just an absolute dime to pick up. OG Iron Man, probably one of the best buffs we've seen in a long time. This dude is fantastic. He's tanky. He can block those hits with really high block proficiency. He can take on very annoying mutant matchups very well. Anyone with prowess is getting absolutely murdered. Just an absolutely fantastic champion. I love that champion. And the on-demand regen when he's awakened is amazing, plus doubling his block proficiency. Just a crazy good champion. Mysterio. This guy is here mostly for defense. He has some surprise matchups on offense, but his defensive game has just gotten better with time. This dude is probably one of the most annoying defenders, because either you have to wait, he's either going to use a special one and you're going to have to wait for that, you're after going to have to knock him out before that reflection timer's up, or you're going to have to wait for the reflection timer to go away, because otherwise you're taking straight damage. Either way, you're going to have to wait, which is why he's amazing in Battlegrounds. or you have to wait for the special 2 because you probably didn't bring, you know, someone with was it True Strike against him. Obviously, you have Hercules who can do that on demand, so that's no big deal. But most of the time, you're probably going to get caught with him, you know, without a True Strike or miss, or a champion who can avoid miss. Most of the time, so you're going to have to wait anyways to hit him again. It has a pretty sick rotation. Omega Sentinel, I haven't used her much here, but her defensive game against me at least is absolutely nutty. I will not beat an Omega Sentinel if she can get to her specials, and I've seen people go pretty crazy with her on offense. This is one that I'll let you guys decide if it's too high or too low. Shuri, I don't think, is one of those champions that's undecided. I think most people have determined she's God tier. She's a great defender. I struggle with her a lot, mostly because of the special attacks are so kind of awkward. She has that kind of on-demand miss where, you know, she throws the heavy and you can't hit her now, but I'm usually not paying attention. And yeah, and then her shock damage on the flip side is not bad either. Then we have Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. This dude's an absolute squishy tank, dude. He wins me so many matchups because all you do is at the beginning of the fight, you just build up your poise, and then when you're ready, you start hitting the champion, and he has a sick stun with the relic rotation. For most of the time, even in battlegrounds, the opponent's probably not even going to be able to fight back because you're busy stunning them and hitting them in the face. Last but not least, Viv Vision. I think she's really shined this season, but outside of that, she is also very good. She's also getting a tune-up. I don't know if that happened yet, actually, or if it's happening, but yeah, she's getting a tune-up as well, and she's already pretty good and great for battlegrounds, especially this season when those prowesses, when they have armor ups, get converted furies for the champion. So that is the God tier. Moving on to the See You Later Alligator tier. This is the tier where if you have these champions, you're telling all the rest, see you later, because I'm focusing on you. And yeah, here we have Ghost. So I actually have Ghost here without the Awakened sign because I think she's still quite amazing unawakened. She just doesn't get that power gain, but she still does everything else. Like the damage and everything is still the same. If you're unfamiliar, you basically, all the damaging debuffs, you just swipe back, gets converted to Fury. If you swipe back and throw a special 2, it's unblockable, and it's just insane damage, absolutely insane. So I love that champion. Nimrod, man, what mutant doesn't he counter? I think he counters all of them, at least 99.9% of them, and easily too. You don't even have to think about it. And he's also very he's very tanky on defense as well. Just an absolutely amazing champion. Prowesses and regen effects, even passive regen effects, passive prowess all get converted to shock. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Then we have Warlock in the See You Later Alligator tier. He's got the 7-star version out now in the Titan Crystal, and this man does work. Probably one of the best passive heal blocks in the game. It's not technically a heal block, so that helps with some node combinations and quests. It power burns the opponent as well as degens them. Special 2 is crazy with the armor breaks. Special 1 for the power drain. Special 3 for the regen. Like, he's a very, very good champion. Love him. So many immunities as well. Absolutely fantastic champion. And that is it for the tech tier list. Let me know if I missed someone on this list, and let me know what your opinions are of the list. Let me zoom out so you can see the whole thing. There we go. And yeah, let me know your opinions. Let me know if you think someone should be moved up, moved down, if someone's too high, etc., etc. And yeah, leave your opinions, tips, comments down below. And yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough. I really appreciate you checking out the video, and yeah, I guess that's it for this one. Y'all take care.